Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Galletto Rossonero here with you guys. Today we're talking Classifica, but before we start, like and subscribe as usual. We want to need your support. Write in the comments, what do you think about this crazy Serie A? I try to answer all the comments, whether in French, in English, in Italian. I have no issues. Write them down. I will try to answer them to the best of my knowledge. And so let's start right away, guys. La Capolista, il Napoli, 41 points, number one, 11 straight wins. Who is going to stop this Napoli team? So far, nobody, guys. And Spalletti must be happy. Now, we all know that Spalletti teams come after the winter break. They start slowing down a bit. Will it happen again this season? I don't know. But everybody that left Napoli in the off-season were replaced wonderfully. And that front line of Kvaratskhelia, Osimhen, Raspadori, Lozano, Simeone, name them, simply on fire. Anguissa, a terror in the midfield, and Kim replacing Koulibaly wonderfully. I don't think nobody misses Koulibaly in Napoli, guys. So, so far, outstanding. And I think the fact that Napoli is doing so well, it's overshadowing all the other great performances. For example, Milan, who is currently second, only 2 points behind last year's pace. It's basically the loss against Napoli, guys. So far, doing so well, stumbled a bit towards the end, but Milan, they're playing well overall. Like I said, little stumbles here and there, but overall Milan is playing well, and I can't wait to see what they're going to do in the second half. I think this World Cup break is going to do a world of good to this Milan team. They need it. They need to recuperate some of the injured players as well. So Milan second with 33 points, guys. Juventus 31 points in third place. Juventus back to doing Juventus things. And what do I mean by that, guys? The last 6 games, 6 victories. 12 goals for, 0 goals against. We all knew that Allegri's strong point was the defense. It is back. I was the first one to say Allegri out. So far, he's coming back. He's trying to prove everybody wrong. Disastrous start to the season. 10 points behind Napoli, but Juventus will be fighting for those top 4 spots. No doubt about it, the way they're going now. They will be getting back some of those injured players as well. So it will be very interesting to see what they do in that second half of the season. Lazio, who lost against Juventus today, 3-0, currently 4th with 30 points. Lazio, Sarri against Juve, it always ends bad, and today it was another disaster. Number 5, Inter with 30 points, 4 wins in their last 5 games. They're slowly getting it back as well. Where would they be without Dzeko this season? Everybody thought Lukaku was going to be the big striker. He's back. The king is back. Wrong. Dzeko is your player, guys. Dzeko, phenomenal what he's doing with Inter. He's carrying them on his shoulder. And who cares about Lukaku, guys? Keep Dzeko. Number 6, guys, Atalanta, who had started so well. 1 win in their last 5 games, 3 straight losses. Lecce, Napoli, and Inter. Gasperini must be pulling his hair out. But, guys, Atalanta losing steam makes no sense. Number 7, Roma, 27 points, same as Atalanta. Mourinho and his Roma team, you never know which Roma team you will get. Either the good one or the bad one. But one thing is for sure, that without the light bulb, Roma is lost. And who's the light bulb, guys? Paulo Dybala. Even today, comes in, saves the game for them. They were losing 1-0 against Torino. It ends 1-1. Until he came in, there wasn't one shot on net. Up front, guys, Abraham is completely lost. We don't know what's happening, but Dybala, guys, who was supposed to be injured, down, blah, 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 is the most crucial player of this Roma team. I don't think Mourinho even wanted to make him play today before the World Cup, risking another injury, but he had no choice to put him in, and he saves the game for this Roma team, who is currently 7th with 27 points. Number 8, Udinese, 24 points, no wins in their last 5 games, guys. They had started on fire, but the reality is starting to sink in. They're now currently 8th in the 8th spot. Torino started off bad, putting some good performances together. Today against Roma, they beat Milan as well. So Juric and Torino, where they should be, 9th, 10th, 8th position. That's where they're going to finish. That's where they are right now. And so I guess keeping up with the expectations. Number 10, Fiorentina. They had won their last 3 games. Today they lose against Milan at the last minute, 93rd minute, own goal by Milenkovic. Tough loss for Fiorentina, let's be honest. But this season, only 19 points in 15 games. Not the season everybody expected them to have. They must do a lot more in that second half, guys. Right now, below what everybody was expecting. Number 11, Bologna. Bologna, who at one point with Mihajlovic was not doing very well. Well, now they have 4 wins in their last 5 games. 19 points, tied with Fiorentina at 19. Guys, good sequence of games for Bologna. Obviously, they lost their last game against Inter 6-1. I think Inter was just another level, and maybe they wanted to make them pay for last year's defeat. But Bologna, besides that game, guys, recently doing very well. Number 12, Salernitana, 17 points. For me, a surprise. I didn't think they were going to do so well. But they've made some good acquisition in the offseason, and it's paying off. Salernitana doing very well. Empoli, 17 points, tied with Salernitana. Empoli, to me, so-so, where they deserve to be. Not more, not less. It's where we expected them to be. Monza, who had started very badly, 0-5, are slowly getting a decent pace. 16 points for them, 14th position. We all thought that they were going to save themselves this year. They were going to be maybe half the table. They're not too far. 3 points away from 10th spot and Fiorentina. Could they do a bit more? Maybe, but I think if they finish in those positions, it's a good Serie A season for them. Sassuolo, number 15. I expected much more than from Sassuolo, simply because of all their last couple of seasons. Obviously, they lost Raspadori, they lost Scamacca. Berardi was injured for the biggest time, for the longest time. And so for them, not a very happy start to the season. Lecce, 15 points, guys. 15 points for Lecce. To me, that's a great positioning, 16th spot. They are going to save themselves. If they continue playing this well, they will save themselves. And I don't think it will be a surprise to anybody. They're doing great so far for a newly promoted team, just like Monza is. And so, good for them. Good for them. Spezia, 13 points. Big win today against Verona, straight rival for the Retrocessione. And so 3 important points for them. Spezia, even for them, some good and some bad games. They showed what they can do against Milan. They lost at the last minute, even them. But Spezia, capable of some good performances, guys. And now we finish with the 3 teams in the relegation spots, guys. Cremonese, 7 points. Curious to know, no wins, only 7 draws for Cremonese. They're newly promoted team. Unfortunately, no wins yet. But they drew against Milan last weekend. This week they lost against Empoli. But I don't know. So where you expected them to be. I don't think it's a surprise to anybody. The last 2 teams are surprises, though. Sampdoria, who barely saved themselves last season. 11 losses on the season, guys. And there's only one team who made worse than 11 losses, and it's Verona, who's dead last, but we'll talk about it in a minute. Only 6 points, 19th spot, 1 win, and 3 draws, I think, for Sampdoria. Guys, they waited too long. They kept Gianpaolo. He was horrible. They kept him too long. And this is where you find yourself. Sampdoria losing again this week, I believe. Let me check. 2-0 against Lecce, a direct rival for the Retrocessione. And so Sampdoria, guys, simply horrible. They have nothing there. And Stankovic hasn't done anything better. Let's be honest. He hasn't. And then finally, 20th spot, Il Verona, 5 points for the season, 1 win, 2 draws, 12 losses. Guys, at this point of the season, after 15 games, the way it's going now, the amount of points that you'll need to save yourself is about 25 points, guys. If you do 7 times 3, let's say, that's what you'll need. 21 points. For the other teams on top of them, Cremonese has 7 points in 15 games. Let's say you triple the games to 45. It's a bit less, right? 38. Guys, that's all you need. 21 points to save yourselves. Like Spezia, Lecce, Sassuolo, Monza, they're almost there. They're almost there. They don't need much. And these teams, like the quality of these teams is just horrible. So not sure what's going on. Let's see if their coach survives the winter break. But horrible. Verona, horrible, guys. And what do you think? Write in the comments, like and subscribe. Tell me what you think about this crazy Classifica. What do you expect in the new year? Guys, have a great soccer day. We'll talk about the World Cup. We're going to cover the World Cup as well. Go Canada, go. Guys, have a great soccer day.